All right, so I was suggested to take a look at the Thompson twins. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, one of the twins, follow me on Instagram. Shout out to you, my boy. But I've never really dived into some film, and I don't know much about them other than the fact that they were projected lottery picks this season. And I wanted to learn more about the draft a month before the draft. That's what I do. You know what I'm saying? I get lazy, then a month before the draft, I start to do a little bit of research. But if we start doing research together, then once the draft come around, I'm gonna know everything. So there's a video that someone sent me. Shout out to Strictly B-Ball. They have an amazing TikTok account and an amazing YouTube channel. I'll put the links in the description. They do a lot of stuff like this. So if you want to learn about draft prospects, high school players, yada yada yada, it's definitely a good source. But they put together a video on the twins. So I just want to learn a little bit. And you can learn too. I'm still trying to figure out how to do these reaction videos. So please don't mind me if it's a little bit buggy. Let's get into it. The Thompson twins. Meet the future superstar twins no one is talking about. Let's get it.
The 2023 NBA draft has a chance to go down as the best ever. Everyone is talking about how Victor Wembanyama is the best NBA draft prospect since LeBron James.
We're 100% getting to some Vic videos very soon. Very, very soon. If we gonna do this NBA draft stuff, we gotta start at the head of the monster, and we gonna watch some Vic videos.
We're talking about how Scoot Henderson is one of the best guard prospects of the last decade.
Definitely.
But I'm here to tell you, there are two players that everyone is sleeping on, and they also happen to be identical twins.
This gotta be a
Guys
cool
that are
feeling,
looking
bro.
Like generational talents in their own right. Let me
To
introduce
hoop with
you
your brother
to
and
Amen
both be
and
great.
Asar Thompson. They will be the best twin basketball players to ever walk this earth, and a huge reason why the 2023 draft could go down in history. Let me start off by saying
Drewski
the
sitting
purpose of
courtside.
this video is not to downplay the greatness of Victor Wembanyama and Scoot Henderson. I'm just as high on those two guys, if not more, than the average basketball fan. When Victor and Scoot
This
faced
is on some content creation stuff. This is my first video I've watched with Strictly Basketball. I actually didn't even know they had a full YouTube video. I know them from TikTok and stuff. They take the TikTok formula and putting it over to YouTube videos. You don't see a lot of current day videos that have the captions throughout the entire video. That's literally what they're doing right now. I can't imagine how long that took. So I'm gonna give you your props, man. That's really, really dope.
Off in Las Vegas on October 4th, it was an instant classic. What I felt watching that game was something I rarely feel as a basketball fan.
I agree, bro. That was actually insane. It was on my birthday, so I remember it vividly. Those two dudes going head to head was ridiculous. And I think it would be a battle I'll remember forever. And we're talking about people that weren't even in the league yet, you know what I'm saying? So it was really fun. I completely agree with that take.
Right at Victor at times. And he was hitting pull-up mid-range jumpers and even threes.
Yeah, they both looked elite in these games, bro.
7'5"
Like, come on. How do you guard that? You don't. You do not guard that.
Inside and out on the perimeter. And he erupted, mostly in the second half.
It's like a Vic video. Oh, I keep saying it's like a Vic video, right?
Gave new meaning to the idea of a video game-like player. Would I be surprised if we
You can't even make that type of player on 2K, bro. That's how crazy he is.
Careers? No, not at all. But one narrative about the 2023 draft that is wrong is the idea that it is a two-player draft. Amen and Asar Thompson truly have the makings of NBA superstars. So let's dig into who these twins are and what makes them great. The Thompson twins grew up in San Leandro, California, in a family that lived for basketball. Their dad, Troy, was one of 4 brothers. 3 of them were basketball players, and the 4th one was an Olympic hurdler.
Oh, so they got the genes for it, my dog. They got it.
They were playing strictly basketball from a very young age. Their dad would drop them off at their elementary school 1 hour early, and they would just play one-on-one over and over again. They knew they wanted to be NBA players.
I'm just saying, to have a brother that's your age, that y'all could just compete all day, every day to make each other better is
by the
insane.
time they were 9 years old. Take a look at this dream board they created at that age. They wrote
He made some foams. You see the foams?
NBA players of all time. They also wrote that they wanted to become 6'9" because that was the height of their idol, LeBron James.
Of course.
This dream board also shows that they were committing to doing intense drills at that young age, like running 2 miles every day, dribbling with their left hand, and reading and writing for 30 minutes every day. day. Stuff
That's
like this
dope.
coming from a 9-year-old is unheard of. But honestly, it's not surprising if you've spent time around Amen and Asar. They are wildly driven and intelligent human beings.
I love
We'll
that.
touch more on that later. When the twins were in the 8th grade, they moved across the country to attend school and play basketball at Pinecrest, a private school in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. By the time they were juniors at Pinecrest, they had grown into their current 6'7" frames and became.
See, you can't make that up. That's like just genetic freaks, bro. To end up being 6'7".
Men averaged 21. They led Pinecrest to a Florida 4A state championship. By the end of that season, Asar was ranked 30th on ESPN's rankings and Amen was 31st. But
So,
they were
okay.
not very well known.
You think
players.
they mad at each other of one being better than the other? It is one rank, and I bet if they could put 30A and 30B, they probably would. But like, dang, little bro, big bro, one spot ahead of you. I gotta get in that lab. I gotta get in that lab.
Draft insiders didn't have them pegged as future lottery picks. Part of the reason for this was they were playing on an unsponsored AAU team called Florida Pro HSA. During their AAU season following their junior year, they were discovered by a guy named Tim Fuller. He was a scout for the brand new league Overtime.
I'm going to Atlanta this week, and I wanted to catch an OTE game, but they don't play while I'm there, bro. I definitely want to pull up to see what was up, man. I haven't even seen a lot of highlights from it. It would have been a brand new experience for me.
In May, Amen and Asar signed with Overtime Elite. And once they got to the OTE facility,
Are they hooping? Hey, are they on the same team too? That's insane. How? I know they do drafts and stuff. How did they end up on the same team?
They dominated all year long. The season concluded with Asar beating Amen in the overtime.
Oh, okay, so they're not on the same teams.
Finals MVP.
Oh, okay,
The
never
Twins
mind.
Are now both considered top 10 prospects in the 2023 NBA draft. Amen is slotted at number 3 on
Can I see this real quick? Oh, number 3 for men and number 8 for Asur. It probably won't be the Kings the way they hooping, and this probably won't be the Pacers the way they hooping, and this probably won't be the Spurs because them boys are gonna be all here. You feel me?
ESPN's recent mock draft, and Asar is at number 8. Well, over the past year, as they've made their ascension to elite prospect status, we have visited Atlanta twice.
Dude, I need to get to the OTE, bro. I didn't know it was that crazy.
We went there last March just before the OTE finals, and we went there a few weeks ago just before opening weekend. So let me break down their games for you guys and explain all my thoughts on what makes them
Talk to me.
future
All right,
NBA
I like the backstory. Let's see what they good about.
One thing that everyone is curious about,
The
what
jump
is
shot?
the difference
Oh,
between
okay,
the
never
two?
mind.
Amen is a little bit more explosive going to the rim. This dunk he had in the finals last year was the most impressive display of athleticism I think I have ever seen in person. This is the angle I had when Amen threw this down.
Oh my
It was
God.
nuts. Of course, Asar is also explosive, but he more often finishes by contorting his body and floating in the
leg.
air for longer rather than crazy.
Tough
dunks.
leg.
Both are great defenders, but Asar has actually been the more prolific weak side shot blocker during their time at OTE, and Amen has been a little bit better at the point of attack. Both guys are going to need to improve on their outside shooting.
Okay, that's what I was
to reach their
thinking.
full potential.
I feel like when we talk about like crazy explosive athletes and great dunkers, the only thing that people say, the jump shot not there yet. You know what I'm saying? Because if you can have a whole package, I mean, hey. You feel
20s
me?
on threes last year, but the improvement is obvious. They put that improvement on full display at the Overtime Elite Pro Day in front of 29 NBA teams last week. I think both Amen and Asar look very confident with their jumper, especially on short middies. But the main difference in their games is this. Amen is considered as more of a primary ball handler and initiator, while Asar is considered as more of an off-ball wing who does more cutting and secondary.
That makes sense. If they played together for all that time, one of them had to be the primary ball handler, right?
Primary ball handler, but it's just the roles they have naturally taken on as they've played together.
Hey, I swear to God, I ain't watched this video
to
before.
call them generational prospects are things that they share. So here are the 4 traits that they have
Generational.
in
Now,
common that
now
I
the word generation is a strong word. So let's see what he's talking
make
about.
them great. Number 1, their athleticism.
Right.
Amen and Asar will step into the NBA as 2 of the most athletic players in the league. I want to
Love
first
that.
talk about how their athleticism shows
Hey, dunker
itself
spot
on
dunk.
the offensive end. Like I said before, both of these guys are elite at attacking the rim. But when it comes to their athletic gifts, it's not just their vertical leap that helps them excel at finishing. I have never seen a player use big strides
Hey,
better than
ooh.
these two. Take
Now
a look
that's
at
a
this
tough
play by
bucket.
Amen right here. Incredible. 1 2 strides to get to the rim from
Against
an
his brother?
impossible angle. Their
That's
athleticism combined with an advanced and creative ball handling ability makes these two
Now I can't tell you who I'm watching though. Like all of these layups, is this I'm in or is it a suit? I don't know.
Defensive versatility. Defense was the first thing that caught the eye of OTE scout Tim Fuller when he first saw Men and Asar play. And it was
Which is always great. I love a player that comes in with a passion for defense. Because you usually can't teach passion for defense. It's like either you got it or you don't.
The better shot blocker, but again, both guys can do both. Their defense reminds me a little bit of Jaden McDaniels of the Timberwolves. They are much shorter than Jaden, but I seriously think they can both serve as 1 through 4 defenders and legit weak side shot blockers in the NBA.
Now, if I'm not mistaken,
defense,
the Strictly Basketball team is from Minnesota. So they've watched a lot of McDaniels. They've watched a lot of McDaniels. If I'm not mistaken, I could be mistaken, but I feel like that's right.
Playmaking and
oh wait, he literally got a Minnesota Timberwolves thing behind him. So yeah, okay. So they've watched a lot of Wolves games. So
Number
they
3,
they got
their
that.
playmaking and feel. I already touched on both Amen and Asar's ability to put pressure on the rim at a high level. But what makes both of these guys even more dangerous is their passing ability. Both are great passers, but I think this is where Amen might set himself apart in the eyes of NBA.
What? No, that's not. That was. Hold on. That was a crazy pass. Right hand cross court, fast break, corner pocket. That's a crazy pass.
This play right here is one I saw in person, and it's mind-blowing. He drives, gets up in the air, does a 360, and throws a strike to the open shooter in the corner. There are not many NBA players right now that can combine this level of otherworldly athleticism and playmaking.
Oh, okay. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Personality. In the short amount of time we spent hanging around these guys, a few things became obvious. They are very humble and they are incredible workers. But another thing that came to my attention was just how obsessed they were with the game of basketball. A lot of high school players may follow their favorite.
Okay, I love that. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me finish out. Let me finish out.
Fair number of NBA games. I don't know if I've ever met another person that knows more about the NBA than Amen and Asar. We played this NBA player guessing game with them, and we had to redo the entire game because it was too easy.
Greg Brown. Steve Novak.
Oh, they locked in. Josh Code. Yeah.
Ignas Brazdankis.
That's pretty dope.
They
You
mentioned
know why?
the
You know what is dope? Because I've talked to NBA players, and specifically the younger players, that don't really know a lot about the history. And that's not a bad thing. You don't really necessarily need to know the history to be great at what you do. But to know history / know the players that you're about to go against is really cool. I remember there's a clip of a coach on some team. I think they were Googling who is Duncan Robinson in the middle of Duncan Robinson dropping them off or something like that. So to have an idea of is this Brazdankis? He's a left-handed shooter from blank, blank, blank. It's like important, at least for me. As if I was a scout, you know what I'm saying?
All the time, and in an ESPN article, they mentioned that they study film on guys like Dwayne Wade and Jordan Poole for their ball handling.
I might have to DM bro and be like, hey, I'm coming to Atlanta. I know y'all ain't got a game, but what's the word? You know what I'm saying?
After learning this about them,
I'm literally about to try to do it right now, and I'll keep you posted. I swear I'm gonna tweet about it if they respond, because one of them follow me. Asur follows me. Shout out to him.
But I think it can make very good.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, he doesn't. He doesn't follow me. I thought that was the one that was following. Oh, he does. All right, we chilling.
Is not a 2-player draft. Amen and Asar Thompson are about to take the NBA world by storm. You heard it here first. If you like this video, make sure you check out our video we made about.
Subscribe to Strictly B-Ball, bro. They've been doing some great stuff. They have consistent videos about the future, videos about the past, a lot of NBA draft work. They do great stuff. So I'll put the link in the description, obviously. I'm going to hit up my boy, Sir Thompson, and see what he say. I doubt he'll respond, but if he do, y'all be the first to know.